Hello everyone and welcome back to 9-inch Charge. Today we're going to have a look at the Warhammer preview that introduces a new faction to Warhammer the Old World, Orc and Goblin tribes. I am personally super excited to see this release. It's got some great old favourite models coming back, some surprise models coming back, and of course a couple brand new models as well. What's also surprising about this release is that it comes ahead of the completion of the other factions. We're still waiting for Peasantry from Bretonnia to go live on the website, and we're still waiting for example, the Casket of Souls for Tomb Kings. And I thought they might have completed one before previewing the next, but here we are, and it is super cool. So let's kick off with this Battalion box that is coming out for Orcs and Goblins. So this isn't a starter box. This doesn't include, your whippy sticks and your rule book and things like that. You get the models that you see here, and you get an awful lot of models. You get 73 miniatures, so that's 31 orc boys, spears, choppers, or double choppers. They come with a single command set. 40 goblins who can be armed with short bows or spears and shields. It's very cool to see these classic goblins coming back. I really like the expressions on their faces, although I probably do prefer night goblins. I think these are very cool to see coming back. These come with enough pieces to build multiple command groups, and also you get 2 orc boar chariots. And in the box is also 2 new transfer sheets, one for the orcs and one for the goblins. And hopefully they come with some decals that are big enough to fill those banners, because freehanding banners is a right pain, but a good transfer will definitely help there. Next up is this Black Orc Big Boss. It's a shame that there isn't a hero in the box for the Battalion box, because then you could play straight out the box and you could have a general for your army. But this guy is incredible. He comes in Forge World resin, and he is just absolutely fantastic. I really like that he's got some skulls on spikes that he's carrying around with him. He's got a Bretonnia horse skull up there. He's one of those models where the more time you spend looking at him, the more details you notice, from the heads around his neck right down to the banner and shield and possibly crumpled gobbo below foot. The classic Orc War Boss on Wyvern is back. To be honest with you, this is a kit that I was hoping to see remade. I think it's a little bit tired, and I think that the Orc Boss on top looks just as big as the Wyvern. But seeing it back does bring an element of nostalgia. Next we have the first of 2 Forge World classic models. Quite a surprise for me to see the Troll Hag back, a Behemoth character with magical abilities and access to a unique spell lore. Absolutely brilliant model. I've always liked this model. I think it's great to see her back. And hopefully her unique abilities and spell lore will see her on the table, especially as it seems in the Arcane Journal, one of the armies of infamy is going to be troll focused. So hopefully we'll see more trolls and we'll see this model on the tabletop more often. Next we have a set of Orc and Goblin Resin Command, and I really like these. I think they're so fun, especially this Goblin on the right hand side here, who's like floating in a magical cloud. It's models like this that bring the character that really encapsulate the army, so super pleased to see this model. There's also a couple of Orc Classic kits returning in plastic. The Orc Boys mold we've already seen from the Battalion, and here we have some heroes as well. Before moving on to the metals, which have some real surprises in and some real classic models. I have to say that this Orc Shaman with Bone Staff is a must get for anybody who is interested in this faction. It's a super classic model that pretty much defined the look of Orcs in Warhammer, and it still holds up today. It's just such a great model. I'm so pleased to see it returning. I expect it to sell out very quickly in day one. There are also some classic Orc Biggins returning with Command as well. I really like the paint scheme on these. It really reminds me of classic Warhammer. The only thing that's missing with these is the Goblin green bases, to be honest. Next we have 7 classic packs of Goblins returning, which include all kinds of different Night Goblin heroes by the look and Shamans. These would be really cool if you collect Gloomspike Gits as well. Nice to see these returning. As I said, these are kind of some of the classic models that for me define the character of the army. Really fun to see the Nasty Skulkers back as well. As for the Goblin Wolf Riders and the Wolf Rider Chariot, I think they are really cool additions to the army, but I really don't think that they stand up next to the Snarlfang Riders for Age of Sigmar now. And if it was me, I think I'd be picking those up instead, to be honest, or doing some kind of conversion, because unfortunately the wolves do just look that little bit tired now. And lastly, we've got all the fun stuff, as I would call it. The Snotling Pump Wagon, more Snotlings coming back. We've got the Goblin Doom Diver is back. And we've got some ogres. These ogres are a fantastic kit and definitely inspired the ogre that we see in Warhammer Cursed City. I'm really surprised to see them back, as ogres as a faction are a legacy faction for Warhammer the Old World, so aren't the main focus. But now we have an official release of ogres for the Old World, and they look really cool. So I hope lots of people get these and take these in their armies. I'm sure they'll be super tough and super fun to play on the tabletop. The Forge World Bone Grinder Giant is coming back. Absolutely huge model, this. Incredible to see this model coming back. Really didn't think I would ever see the day that it would come back. And also there is a normal giant here, but also we know there must be another wave coming because the Marauder Giant is coming back. But I have to say that even just what we've seen here is a huge release, a big wave. We do know that there are more Black Orcs to come. We've got the Black Orc boss here, but he's not been released yet. So the second wave, I'm expecting to see the Marauder Giant, Black Orcs, and who knows what else, but lots of fun stuff on the way. I am super impressed at the size of this release for the first wave. Dice cards and the Arcane Journal also incoming, and the Arcane Journal promises to have laws for 2 armies of infamy, one that is all troll based and one that is all mounted. Both are really good options for Warhammer the Old World, as monsters seem to be doing pretty high in the early meta, and so do mounted units for their speed and initiative. But of course, most importantly, don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think about this release. What are you most excited about seeing here? What model coming back has surprised you the most? And what do you expect to see in the second wave? Thank you very much for watching. This has been 9 Inch Charge, and I will catch you next time.